I'm Hedayat, and I'm going to show you Meftagon Ireland OT Cybersecurity Test Lab. We're going to see how it works, how it's built, the value of it and the uniqueness of it, and then see it in action. So the first thing to understand is that this test lab is a unique integration piece which combines three key elements. One is actually a manufacturing flow. It takes a real pneumatic process and actually brings it here to the lab environment. But it's a real process made of all the real components you will find out there in the real world, in the industry. That's one element. The second element is actually generating the real attacks, real cyber attacks on those components. We'll see what it does to the mechanical process. And the third element is actually the monitoring system, detection and monitoring systems, which will identify the attacks and be able to see the attack is happening. All of it was, of course, built for training purposes. So it's built for training environment, but it's a real process, real attacks, and real monitoring. And that's what makes it very unique. And that's why we call it a test lab and not, for example, a simulator. Even though it's a common name, we're not simulating, we're actually running on a real environment, real attacks, and using real tools to see what actually happens in those environments. So let's start. It's going to be loud, and it's deliberate. You can hear the compressor, and the piston. That's the normal pace. The compressor is making sure that there's enough air pressure in the process. It will stop when it reaches the right level. You can also see that, again, we monitor here the actual levels, and we can see that the air pressure going up and down as needed in the actual process. Okay, that's normal process. Things are running okay. Now we're going to run attack number 1 on the process and see what happens. We're going to go to simple mechanism, simple interface here of running the attacks. Number 1, we'll interfere with the pace of the piston. One click, attack starts. You see immediately red lines are appearing because the attack is interfering with the communication protocol in the PLC, which controls the piston. So that's increase number 1, pace is quicker, and soon there'll be another increase of it. Yeah, very clearly, much quicker. Yeah, and you see all the red lines coming up right here. And here you see the attack connected and setting the frequency to different numbers. So you see it here, and directly affecting the PLC, which affects the process. Clearly quick, and then the alerts coming in on the HMI and on the red light. Now, we're going to run attack number 2. We're going to suppress the red light over here. Let's run it. Number 2, run here. We change, basically we suppress the ability of that component to have the red light. We attack there, so even though the HMI was red, this is not showing it. So if a person is not close enough to the HMI in the factory, and sometimes people are not have access to it, the remote connector, they don't know. We don't know now that there's an issue. Okay? We only know it on the HMI. But clearly, something is wrong. But we are blind in that element. Now we're going to make the HMI blind with attack number 3. Let's try it again. I run it in addition. Attack number 3. Now we run another attack and we attack the HMI. Stop the HMI for showing the alert as well. Now there's no alert on the HMI and no alert on the light. So we are basically blind. We don't know what's happening. If we're looking at those elements and don't see the actual factory flow, we think everything is okay, because the picture we see here is fine. But in real life, in the factory flow, we have all of that happening. We may be completely unaware of that, right? And that can be, of course, very dangerous. Let's see what we see, the changes. Again, up and down, every time we made a change over there, we know exactly the level 0 detectors always see what's happening exactly in there. So that was not hacked. And in general, the feedback we get usually is that this really, again, brings it to life to them and make the penny drop. So, okay, now we get it. Now we understand the risk involved. Now we understand what can we do about it. And it's a start of the process of actually, now let's go back to our own factory. What can we do?